Agyanatimirandasya gyanam jana shalakaya chakshurmilitam yana traismai shri ghurave namaha Vamcha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Gurudeva, good evening. So, reading Divya Prabandham, Tiruvanti Mal. I agree. When he enters someone's heart, and a devotee locks him in it, the Lord may not know what is imprisoned in the devotee's heart. If someone does not dig out a pond on a mountain in a forest and save the rainwater, there will be no water to flow and nourish the fields. Lock him in your heart. Once Guruji shared a story that was a symbol of sages. Was a big assemble of sages. And they were all discussing who is the greatest. So some sage said, the sky is the great because it covers everything. And then another sage said, no. The clouds are the greatest, because it covers the sky. And another sage said, no, you were wrong. Actually, the wind is the greatest. Why? Because the wind blows away the clouds. And then another one say, no, you are all wrong. Actually, the mountains are the great, because the mountain stops the wind. And another sage says, no, actually the earth is the greatest, because the earth sustains the mountains. And then another sage came and said, all of you are wrong. Shri Hari is the greatest, because he had created everything. And then suddenly, Shri Hari appeared. And he said, no, my devotee is the greatest. Because my devotee, he has hold me on his heart. I'm in the heart of my devotee. When Durvasa Muni, he went to Sriman Narayana to ask for help. He comes there in super anxiety. And he says, please save me. I have committed a huge offense to Ambarish Maharaj. And Sriman Narayana, he said, if you had committed some offense to me, would be easy for me to save you. But I cannot do anything. Aham bhakta paradino. I reside in the heart of my devotee. My devotee, he holds me in his heart so deeply. No. I'm completely under the control of my devotee. Yes, I can have my own, but still I'm completely in the heart of my devotees. Why? Because my devotee, he doesn't have any desire for himself. Everything that he wishes is to please me, is to love me. And for me to try to understand the love of my devotee to me, I'm sitting within the core of his heart. And even I'm not able. Like Krishna, he says to the gopis, I'm not even able to repay you back. How can I repay you back? No. So, you see, always when we come to this point of life, New Year's coming, we always come with these new statements of life. Next year, I will go to the gym. Next year, I will become more serious with my spiritual path. Next year, I will do this thing, that thing. But if you will understand actually who God is, no? Actually, sometimes it's funny, like many people want to have an idea, a glimpse about who God is. Even if God himself, he cannot understand who he is, and we, with our limited mind, we want to understand who God is. No? It's described that if you take all the Shastra, the Vedas, the knowledge that exists in this material world, and you memorize and decorate all these things, and you come with a huge conclusion to try to understand who Shri Hari is. No, it's called Gyanavastu, Kandavastu Gyan, which means that you will be like completely limited. This knowledge is completely limited. What in the Brahma Samhita says? Jahya Nadir, Ananta Cheta Bheda Subeda Patawe. Who Krishna is, who God is, a Nadir, Adir Govinda. He's no born, he has no beginning. You have a father, but who is Krishna's father? Who is Narayana's father? He's ever existed. He's a Cheta. He's completely beyond the time. He has no beginning. He's a Bheda. Bheda. It's not something that we can comprehend with our mind. Once in the room, I was in the pilgrimage in Mauritius. I was sharing the room with a devotee. And this devotee was saying to me, my wish is to start to understand who Guruji is. I wanted to understand, I wanted to understand the mystery that has behind him. All this mystery. How can I understand? And we come back to the same point. It's not possible. If you wanted to approach someone, if you wanted to approach someone who is very high, in a very high position, if you wanted to reach the president, you have to go through the below ministers, no? You have to go to someone who is under there. And that is a devotee who had understood his heart. The devotee who had understood the heart of Guruji. That person, you have to approach him and start to leak from him all the kinds of information that is needed. Once one person asked one wonderful question to Guruji. He said, Guruji, I wanted to understand you more. Please, tell me, what do you like to eat? What do you like to drink? And Guruji said, why? If I tell you what I like to eat, I will tell you also something else. You will never be allowed to cook for me. Because that is not the right way to approach. What is the right way to approach? What is the right way? The Guru, he's the most accessible person in this world. The Guru, he's the one who knows the key of all information that you need in your heart. But to have access to that, you also need to be willing, to be open to receive what he's given. Because many people can say, I'm very close to Guruji. I have a lot of, deep information. I have a very good access. I can share so many beautiful things. But at the end, we always will be sitting back in the room and look into the mirror of ourselves and say, but is Guruji happy with me? Is he understood? Is Guruji happy with my service? I sang today, he didn't give any feedback. Did Guruji like my kirtan? Did Guruji like how I spoke in the Satsangha? Did Guruji like it? So that is not the point. The point that the devotee, he needs to understand that the first step in the spiritual path is simplicity. If we do not hold this simple attitude in the service to Guru, Krishna, Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita, that's what it says in the Nama Sankirtana Kirtan, Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. What you need, 3 things in your life. Hari. 4, Hari. You need to be always connected with Shri Hari, with God. Then you need Guru, because Guru is the one who gives the access to you to have that to understand that is so complicated for us to understand. Then you have Bhagavad Gita. But also, to understand the Bhagavad Gita, you need the Vaishnavas. We are all here. We come here, and there is a reciprocal attitude of exchange. There is exchange of love. If you're not here to listen to Satsangha, why will sit here? Why Guruji will give darshan? Why the devotees will be playing the instruments? If someone goes to sing and there is a nice mridanga player, a nice harmonium player to support, how the collapse the kirtan goes? The same thing happened in the rasa dance. The rasa dance, the main point about the rasa dance is not the action of the rasa dance, of be there, performing that lila with Krishna, but it's the arrangement with all the gopis and the Brajabasis they take, and all the plans that they build to, at night, to have that meeting. And even when they have that rasa dance, even when they were there with Krishna, the gopis were there with Krishna, they start to think, look how I'm so special. I'm so special. Krishna is here all night just dancing with me. Krishna is here only dancing with me. Krishna is so with me. Look, I'm so special. I'm so special. And then Krishna, he's seen that there is a drop of ego in the heart of the gopis. He just go and disappeared completely from the rasa dance. And he stole all the capacity of thinking in the mind of the gopis. But the gopis look and they start to say, okay, if Krishna is not here, Radharani is not here, where they are? They see the footprints, and they start to follow the footprints. And they started to follow the footprints, and once they reach the place where the footprints stop, they see that Srimati Radharani is fainted on the floor. And also Krishna is not there. So the search, the looking of a devotee for the Lord, that anxiety is the most highest anxiety that can exist. But to reach that level, simplicity. Bhakti starts from simplicity. I remember once Guruji was giving Satsangha, and he said, you guys think that Bhakti is easy. Bhakti is not easy at all. Bhakti is not easy at all. But Bhakti is simple. Bhakti is not easy, but Bhakti is simple. Sometimes we read in the scriptures, Krishna, he says, at the moment of death, your last thinking will be, if you think about me, if you remember me, you will come to me. Someone might think, oh, it's very difficult, it's almost impossible. It's very hard to think about Krishna at the moment of death. I had one experience once in Vrindavan. I could not sleep during the night. It was like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And then I decided, okay, I will go to Mangalarati. Then I took my scooter, I went to one temple, quite far. I went for the Mangalarati. When the Mangalarati finished, I started to feel like, okay, now I wanted to sleep. And I went back on the main road. And I was quite fast in the main road. I was quite, like, And then suddenly was a bull sleeping on the floor, on the road. And I saw the bull when I was just like 5 meters. And they break very strong, and I flew over the bull. And I remember that when I was flying over the bull, I just say, Krishna, and I hit the floor and I lose my consciousness. So it's not, if Krishna says that at the moment of death, if you remember me, I don't know if that's what Krishna means, but at least I could call for Krishna. Just recent now, in Brazil, I grew up in one place where they had like a Radha Krishna deities. No, this Radha Krishna, Radha Shama Sundar is like 1 meter size, very beautiful. Shrimati Radharani, very beautiful Shrimati Radharani. And this temple had closed, and they donated it to us. They gave to us to worship him in our Bhakti Marga Center in São Paulo, in our temple, in our ashram. And meanwhile, the temple is going under some renovation. The deities are staying in my house, in my apartment. And okay, I'm often traveling. My apartment is often empty. No one stays there. But every Monday comes the cleaner. One woman, 71 years old, she comes to clean my apartment because it gets a lot of like dust. And she sees me doing puja, and she said, Prito, this is what you do, I cannot do. But at least I can put a glass of water to the saint. She calls saint. No, I can put for them a glass of water. And what Krishna, he says in the Gita, Patram puspam palotayam jome bhakti prayachati, right? Krishna says, if you offer me with love and devotion, flower, leaf, or water, I accept. But what Krishna accepts, jome bhakti prayachati, the love and devotion that you put there. And one day, Sunday night, she must come on the Monday, next Monday. She had a problem, the sleep disc. She's in the house thinking, no, tomorrow I will not go to work. I cannot go. I'm having so much pain. I will go there in the week, but I will not go tomorrow. And then what happened to her that night? She had a dream. And in the dream, Shrimati Radharani, that saint, exactly how look, that is in my living room, in my apartment, comes to her dream and tell her, if you not will come to put a new water for me, who gonna do that? And then she wakes up in the morning without any pain, crying, call me, say, Prito, I'm going to work now, please forgive me. The saint came to me and told me to come to put water. So imagine, Dona Elsa, my simple labor who comes to clean my apartment, she could experience Jome Bhakti Prayachati. She could experience this thing that Krishna, he says, if you offer me with love and devotion. Krishna, he doesn't need your tantra, yantra, mantra, your mudra, your worship, all No, Krishna doesn't need nothing of these things. We do it just because we need to learn how to practice. We need to learn how to practice. Because it's good to have some standard. Otherwise, we will do a very lazy puja. And Krishna, he doesn't deserve lazy puja. But imagine, Dona Elsa, my cleaner, she had a dream with Shrimati Radharani, coming to her dream, asking her to change the water. What is the difficult for us? We already have the Sadguru. He's here, giving the highest summum boon of bhakti for all of us. He's making everything so accessible. All this knowledge, all these, as I was saying, Jahi, Ananda, Kanda, Ananta, Cheda, Bheda, Sumeda, Patawe. He makes all this concept of Shri Hari accessible for us. And all what we need, let me follow it. Let me learn from those who had a bit of these experiences. So, because this is the highest level, but how we can achieve that? With simplicity and appreciation. We need to learn how to be simple, and we need to learn how to appreciate the other Vaishnavas. Because sometimes, we like for us, like for example, with Bindu Saint Ma, with Guruji's mom, I just exchanged one word with her in my life. One word we exchange. But, she said one thing to me that I will take for all my life. Guruji's father was telling her, like, Prito, he had to open a temple for Guruji in Brazil, and blah, blah. I said, no, I'm just a servant. I'm just a servant. And she just looked at me and said, very good. Very good. It's not that you feed my ego, look, yes, No, I'm a Paramjyoti Das. Yes, I made it. No. No. Some people say that feedback is a breakfast of champions, no? Said the champions, they have a good feedback. But the good feedback is about you, not that you please your ego, like Guruji was saying today in his Satsangha, but to show you that you are in the right path. You are in the right way. It's not about you to be the best, but by you doing your best. Because the life of a devotee is that. Every moment, every second, everything can go and finish, kaput, forever. Just a memory. And what is the legacy that you as a devotee will leave in this world? What is the legacy? When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he asked Ramananda Roy, among all the pains that exist in this world, of all the pains, which one is the most difficult to overcome? Which one is the most painful one? And Srila Ramananda Roy, he said, besides the separation of a devotee of Krishna, I don't know nothing what is more bearable, what is more painful than that. You know, when we see, for example, that a devotee, he leaves the body, it's two things simultaneously. First is a huge calamity. It's a huge calamity. You look and say, my God, how can I live now without the association of that devotee? How can I live my life now? I remember when I was 17 years old, my best friend had died in the car accident. Achyuta Krishna Das was his name. And for me, it was so painful. And I remember that when I received the news, we were doing puja together, we were doing kirtan together, we were so good friends to each other. And when he died, I remember that I was next to his body, and I said to myself, no, Krishna, I will be more serious with my sadhana, I'm going to be more serious with my japa, I'm going to be more serious with my reading, my studying. 6 months later, I was doing even much more than before. I was doing even much more worse things. So the biggest pain that we can experience in this world is the separation of a devotee. And one day, we all gonna just be in history, a name, a number. But we can build that. We see all the saints. Why they are remembered all the time? Why they are always be mentioned? Why we have these 12 Mahajanas, great souls, like Bhishma Deva, Bali Maharaj, Yamaraja, Yudhishthira? Why? Because their life experience is just to be remembered. And the Shastra says, no? Ahalya. Ahalya Draupadi Kunti Tarastata Mandodari Panchakanya Smarenityam Mahatpataka Nashanam. There is 5 women that by thinking about them, all your sins can be devoid, can be destroyed. 5 women, Panchakanya Smarenityam. But why? Because these 5 women, they were often thinking about the Lord. So sometimes to understand Krishna is very difficult, but if you started to understand Krishna by the eyes of a Krishna's devotee, it's become simple. It's become much easy. Ahalya, Guruji often when he does the Satyanarayana Puja, he tells her story. If you can remember, Ahalya was the wife of Gautama. No? Then she became a stone, was in the river, and Rama, he freed her when he was with Kevat. There's a story, Guruji often he share. Draupadi, I cannot, my God, everybody here, at least I think they knows about who Draupadi was. Look at her life. If you think that you have a problem in your life, think about Draupadi. When she was being raped in the court, when she was being abused. Kunti Devi, Did Kunti Devi, she had an easy life. 5 sons, 5 kids. Also, to be remembered. Then you have Mandodari. Mandodari, for who doesn't know, she was the wife of Ravana. Even if she saw all the things that Ravana was doing, she was still a great devotee of Lord Rama. Imagine, for a wife, see her husband doing so many things, so many mistakes, but still she's there, single-pointed mind in Rama. Who is also Tara Devi. Tara is the wife of Vali, who had all this trouble with Sugriva and the Vali and all this stuff. So you see, among these Panchakanya, these 5 women, 3 are from Ramayana and 2 are from Mahabharata. And they are linked together. And Guruji is often speaking about them. All what we need is to learn how to digest and listen and learn and have a chance to experience this. Because to be a devotee, as I said, is not to be in this bhakti process is not easy. It's not easy at all, but it's simple. It's very simple. And when we understand the simplicity of this spiritual path, you started to have the sense, the feeling of gratitude with Guruji, with Krishna, with everything that you were having, all the facilities and the accessories that you were having to grow materially and spiritually. Because sometimes we come in front of Guruji and Guruji says, okay, ask your question. And they say, Guruji, I'm in a very trouble with my relationship. No, I need a husband, I need a wife, I need children. And then another person comes, Guruji, I'm with problem with money, I need wealth. No, he said that wealth is death. No, wealth is death. No, if you want to die, you run for money. No, like Guruji the other day was mentioning, how people are so addictive to reels. Reels in the Instagram, reels. The reels has nothing real there. It's all fake. No? The shorts on the YouTube. We are often there, shorts. The only thing that these shorts makes is to short your life. Nothing else. No, but it's for free. I'm watching this for free. No, you are paying with your lifetime. You are paying with your lifetime. I can give you now $1 billion, $1 trillion. As much money as euro, pounds, you cannot come back in the time. You cannot be back. 1 minute ago, 1 second ago, you cannot go back. So life is about this. It's like you understand. Today, Guruji was give me a little drop of nectar. And he said to me, look, Krishna, God, he never come and he never say, worship me. Like in this form or that form, never, Krishna, you don't see, What you see actually, not how do you say, I needed to be very careful, not saying some, but what Krishna, he said that, yes, you can put my form in the altar and the worship, but besides that, if you see, for example, in the Uddhava Gita, whole Uddhava Gita, Krishna is just telling Uddhava about bhakti. If you see Kapila Deva, he's just instructing bhakti. If you see Rishabhadeva, he's just giving bhakti. If you see Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, he's giving bhakti. He's just giving knowledge. Focus on the teachings. This is the main point, how it's important for us to focus on the teachings and to really have this chance to experience. One of the things that, like when I came to Gurudeva, everybody was saying, Guruji is divine, Guruji is divine, Guruji is divine. And I was like, yes, okay, Guruji is divine, let me experience it. I wanted to test, And I asked, that time I asked Swami Revatikanta if I could have an interview with Guruji. And Guruji accepted the interview. He came to the lobby, to that corner where he goes for interview. He asked to someone to call me. I came, bowed down to him, and I said, let me say something very sinful to Guruji. I will take one sin of mine and I will put now in Guruji's lap. I want to see his reaction. If he is divine, he will not judge me. If he is not divine, he will tell him that I was wrong. And what did he do? He didn't judge me. It's not that he said to me, oh, you are such criminals, you needed to go now and beat yourself 108 times, chanting Om Namo Narayana. No, he didn't say. He said to me, if you keep carrying that, then it means that you're feeling guilty. And this guiltiness is bad for you. But if you just understand and let it pass, it will not change anything in your life. And that was so relieving for me. Because it was like for 9 or 10 years holding that anxiety inside of my heart. And Guruji, with one word, with 1 second, he removed. So, how much time is needed for us to become aware of our spiritual path? If you are open 1 second, 1 second is enough. No more than that. But to get into this point, you will have to surrender. You will have to give this chance to experience. Srimati Radharani, just to finish, Srimati Radharani, actually this verse was revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Srimati Radharani, he was in the Radha Bhava, he was in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and he received this sloka. And he chanted this sloka in the mood of Srimati Radharani. And when he chanted this, no one could understand why he had chanted this mantra. Why he had to chant. Many people were judging why he chanted this. No one could handle, no one could understand. But what he says, Tarko Pratishta, Shruta Yo Vibina, Na Shwarishi, Na Samato Nabinam. This is the sloka, actually, from Mahabharata, which for me defined Guruji as the Mahanta Guru, as the Sat Guru, as the Supreme Guru. Because it says Tarko Pratishta, opinion of a such exalted Mahajana is an opinion that not differs with others. You know, other gurus, they will have one opinion, but the Mahajana, the Sat Guru, he will have an opinion that goes completely against all the opinions. When I read this verse, I said, wow, this is speaking about Guruji. Tarko Pratishta, Shruta Vibina. Why? Because he has this power to awake this Shrut, this knowledge inside of the devotee, inside of the heart of devotee. Na Shwarish, Na Swamato Nabina, Dharmasya Tatuam Nihitam Guhyayam. He can awake the Dharma inside of the heart of a devotee. He can make the person feel useful in this material world. A person who is just like wandering in Germany, in Europe, in USA, in Brazil, in India. What I will do with my life? Then you find the Satguru, and the Satguru will touch your heart, and he say, this is your Dharma. This is the thing. Just love me. Just learn how to love me. And the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the mood of Radharani, in the mood of Radha Bhava, what he says? No. He's there in the Ratha Yatra. He's looking to Lord Jagannath. And he starts to sing. Priyasoyam Krishna Sahachari Kurukshetra Milita. My dear Lord, I'm that same friend of you. I'm that same friend. I'm the same Srimati Radharani. You are the same Krishna. Now we are into this distance of each other. Now we are into this position of each other. You became a big king. I'm here. Just a simple, but I'm still that same friend who misses you when you were in the banks of Yamuna playing your flute. So Very often we see people come and they said, yes, Guruji, I wanted to experience love. I wanted to love like you. But without Shraddha, without faith, like the gopis had, they really went into the worst things in their life, but they never changed their love to Krishna. Is that? So when the Guru comes and he presses the screws of your brain, of your mind, and he tests you, it's just for that. It's just for you to develop faith. And this faith is what will not make you fall down and leave the path and leave. Very often we come this question, no? Why so many people, they come in the spiritual path, they have so many beautiful experiences, but they can forget very easily. Bhoga Ishwarya Prashakta, não, because of the desire of controlling Bhoga, of the desires of material desires. Because they have desires for material desires, it will not help to you to develop the faith. But once you develop the faith, no, I was even thinking if I should share it or not, but I was playing one game when I was wasting time. It's a samurai game. And I was playing this game, and one phrase for me was enough to understand all the points of Guru Tattva. The samurai was saying, if you should always be faithful to your Lord. You should always be faithful to your Lord. Basically what he was saying, you should be faithful to your Guru. And if you find some mistakes on your Guru, it's not the mistakes on your Guru. This is mistakes on your mind. I learned it from a video game, a PlayStation 5 game. Can you imagine? So I think I'm going too longer, but like when you start to speak about Krishna, it's hard to stop. So thank you very much, Jai Gurudeva.
Sanson ki mala pe simrun mein